closets, thinking it will matter, keep me company downtown before the clock runs out. Sun is shining, but the rain is welcome too. Friends are nearby, don't need another view. Time is not on my mind, but then it's you. Oh, I love it when the love comes around, and then I remember all things must pass. But I'm not gonna wake up, wake up. I'm not ready, let me have another day. Don't wake up, wake up. Keep it steady, cause I'm happy, I'm not gonna wake up. No, no, not yet, whoa. No, not yet, whoa. No, no, not yet, whoa. I'm afraid I'll end up.
We're going to just jump right in. So I am alone for the compound round. Jordan needed to go do some practicing, getting ready for her matches this afternoon, or I guess around 12:30. We are kicking off the compounds right now. We are in the first 32nd round, which means that there's 64 archers. So there's these archers. There were some buys because of there weren't 64 archers, and so the other archers are shooting off to get into that top 32. So we're going to go ahead and look at the bracket right now. So you can see the buys that are happening already. So we'll go ahead and scroll, maybe. Let me go ahead and pull this up. So we'll go ahead and scroll through here. You can kind of see some of the archers have already gotten buys, and go through there. So what we'll do is we're going to go over to here. You can kind of see if we'll go to the scores. So here's your rankings. So Connor Sears, Ryan Booth, Dakota Taylor. So for example, Ryan and Dakota tied, but Ryan won the tiebreaker, so he is going to be ranked second. You have Bridger Deaton out of San Antonio, Rendon Brooks out of Dallas, Devin A&M. So Connor and Devin are Texas A&M. Oh, and Logan Hamilton, that's right there. Really cool to see these young kids out here shooting and putting up some top scores as well. 592, 591. I mean, anything, if you're shooting in that 580, that is really good shooting. That means you shot over a 290 in Inter-X, which is really good good rounds in this type of targets. But they're down there. So this first group of archers, they are shooting. We'll go ahead and get to them. So they have one practice end, and whoever wins these matches will move into the top 32. And that will be the 1/16th round. There will be one practice in on 1/16th because there was so many buys here. So one practice in, which they just got their one practice in. Now they go right into scoring. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. They are going to shoot all the way down to the gold medal match and bronze match. So we'll get to the final four. We'll shoot those final four off to know who's going into the finals and who will be shooting off for third and fourth for that bronze match. And then we will come back. Probably my guess is this one will be around 3 o'clock for that shoot off of who is going to win all the money. They are shooting for $4,000 today, $2,500 for first place. $1,000 for second place, and $500 for third. So it pays to finish first. So judges are verifying everything. We have 4 judges on the floor. We want to make sure that since we are giving away so much money, we want to make sure there is no mistakes. Since this is the first time we've ever done something like this. So TSAA, we all came together as a board, and we wanted to do something different than we've done for years. And we proposed to go ahead and shoot for money. And to be able to give away money like this, we had to have a lot of people a lot of things fall into place. So for example, every bit of money that came in goes into the prize money. And we wanted to be able to break even, and we did. Only way we did that was because Texas Archery donated the facility so that we could shoot this shoot and give away as much money as we did. We also, from a live scoring perspective, Eyes on Score has donated its time to make that happen. And we also, this live feed, there is no cost for this. We at Texas Archery, I call it Texas Archery Media, but we wanted to offer something, you know, as Jordan would say, dope when it comes to archery. She just walked by me. I made sure I used that word dope. This is the first scoring end. And as they score, we'll be able to see the scores pop up above. This one's a little different. If you're watching Barebow, it's match play. So whoever has the highest score on that end gets 2 points. If it ties, it's 1 point. Our compound is different. It's a cumulative score. So if you shoot a 30, you put a 30 up there. You shoot a 29, you put a 59 up there. That's how it'll go all the way to 5 ends. And that will take you all the way to 150 if you shot a perfect score. And if you look down there, we've got some scores. So 7, for example, 7A, that archer, that competitor did not show up. So in Stoney's case, Stoney's shooting that one. Stoney will win that match by default, and he is allowed to shoot his 5 ends. So he can shoot all 5 ends because of that. A little different from Recurve. Recurve can only shoot 3 ends because you can win a match in 3 ends. In compound, you have to shoot all 5 to win. Well, I'll say you have to. You have 5 ends to score with. So down here we have, right there is Logan Hamilton just shot. Not Logan Hamilton, sorry, Logan Saxman just shot. And he is shooting against Jimmy Chilcutt with that single spot. Let's go ahead and get on the archers. And as the scores come up, we'll go ahead and update you on those scores of who's leading who. I will try to do that. Let me look down here. We have Stoney was, let's see, he's going to win his match, so I'll go ahead and put his name in. Also another archer, Kimmy Garcia. Her competitor didn't show up, so she will move on to the next round.
interrupt you. A shame. When did we start losing and stop giving? I remember I gave it time, all of my time. Now my mind's lost in its thoughts. I want you want only you. But my heart's all tied up in knots. Wanna release it. Wanna release it. Wanna release
Decir que te amo, pero no sé si estoy mezclando una vez más lo que me das y lo que quiero. De pronto esa ya no sea mi realidad. No sé si es amor, es que quiero estar solo. La soledad me hace preso, la condena son tus besos. No sé si es amor, es que no quiero estar solo. A veces la paso lonely, no es tu culpa, I'm sorry. Estamos envueltos en un juego de dos, quiero estar a lo tuyo, pero a veces no. De pronto son cosas del destino, nos mejoramos con el tiempo como el vino. Súbeme la nota, que no se me nota, ya no estaba ready y fui un idiota. Que hay mucha brisa, se acabó la risa, ya empezamos el gota a gota. Perdona la actitud que yo tengo hacia ti, yo me pongo inseguro cuando tú quieres estar cerquita de mí. Creo que la juventud me ha jodido a mí. No había nada interesante, solo interesadas a quien desvestir. No sé si es amor, es que quiero estar solo. La soledad me hace preso, la condena son tus besos. No sé si es amor, es que no quiero estar solo. A veces la paso lonely, no es tu culpa, I'm sorry. Ahora yo entiendo toda la gravedad. Tú tan hermosa y no te ofrezco nada. Solo recibo y no te puedo dar lo que tú quieras, baby, la verás. Aunque bebé yo te llené de Dior, no se arregla esta relación. Lo que yo puedo es pedir perdón, porque no siento lo que sientes vos. Perdona la actitud que yo tengo hacia ti, yo me pongo inseguro cuando tú quieres estar cerquita de mí. Creo que la juventud me ha jodido a mí. No había nada interesante, solo interesadas a quien desvestir. No sé si es amor, es que quiero estar solo. La soledad me hace preso, la condena son tus besos. No sé si es amor, es que no quiero estar solo.
All right, I had to step away for a second just to make sure. So we've got to get some people put their scores in the wrong spot up there, so they're shooting bottom and putting in the scores on top. So I went down there just to make sure that they understood what was going, to make sure that we got that right, because it's hard to tell from here who is leading and who is not leading. But we will figure it out.
The live scoring for this is called binoculars.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yes, it's live scoring is called look down
Don't
range.
steal my joke.
All right, there's Stephanie Sinclair. Shoots her shot.
Boy.
We'll see who else. So 28. What I'll do is try to get everything updated so that we at least know who is automatically moving on.
Again, enemies close, have me thinking they're friends. 10 toes down, I'll be free until the end. Crib outside the city, I don't feel safe in my hands. Took so many years, I'm just waiting for the wins. I'm in debt to no one but the one who took my sins. I do it for real, there's no reason to pretend. If I do it once, I do it again. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me, oh you matter what. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me, oh you matter what. Add it up. Told her if it's all me, everything is on me, gon' back it up. Matter what. Told you I'ma do me, why you hating on me? It's not adding up. I do roll like a Mack truck, country heart. I might cop a farm and go act up. Lot of scars, I was
So here you go.
now I'm backed up.
Some archers are already. There we go. Hit the wrong button. So there you go. You can see Connor and Stoney. There you go. There's your matches that will be coming up after this. There's still several archers that are going to have to finish here to move on to that next round. Stephanie and Madison Snell are shooting off right now. Those scores hopefully will get updated here in a minute so that we can see where we are. Go ahead and so we have 1, 2, 3, 4 matches that we're actually watching, because there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 matches that were no-shows, potentially even 8, 9 archers that didn't show. And we'll figure all that out here in just a little bit. So we'll go ahead and get the scores fixed down there. Keith, go ahead and zoom out a little bit so we can see this as they put the scores up. We can kind of see where everyone falls. Thank you very much. Headphones are pretty nice, aren't they? He's giving me a thumbs up. It does really help that we can communicate with them and they can put those cameras on the right people. Julia Cook is still down there doing a great job. That's James Johnson steps in front of the camera. Let's go ahead and switch to another camera. There you go. We've got another good view from Julia that's showing all the different scores. We'll get those fixed here in a second so we can see where everyone is. After that first round, I know I can see that Logan and Jimmy Chilcutt. Jimmy is ahead by 2 points, but that can shift very quickly. There we go. Getting the scores fixed. So this is something that we've never done before, so it is a learning experience. This is not typical in archery that we have the opportunity to shoot-offs like this. I think they're fun. I hope everybody's enjoying it. The archers down there, we want to continue doing these type of things. I'm going to go ahead and check to see what we have on the chat. Like I said, this is the first 32nd round of archers. And as they shoot, we'll go ahead and give you some updates on where they are. Once those numbers are correct, that was the problem. I couldn't tell who was leading and who wasn't because there was scores up there that didn't line up, meaning there was a archer with a no-show and there was 2 scores up there, so that didn't make sense. So now we have a much better idea of who is shooting against who and where they are. So the first 2 ends are done, so 3 more ends after this. It's a 150 round. Logan and Jimmy are shooting off. Logan has a 3-point lead right now. Stephanie is ahead with a 55 and a 51. I need to see who the others are. On bell 4, I don't know. I wasn't paying attention to who was shooting against who, so I'll tell you who those archers are here in just a second. So AB line. So that means that Sam and Felicia are on 4. Let's go ahead and get this up. So where you see that 4A and B, so 56, 51, that is Sam Nabney and Felicia Gonzalez. Right now, those are the only 2. Let's go ahead and get cameras on Sam and Felicia. Go ahead and write that down so I know. We'll see how they're doing. So it's 56-51. Sam has a 5-point lead going into the last 9 arrows. Let me look down there. Sam has a very good, Samantha has a very good round going. There you go. Julia's getting, and Keith are getting some good video of the actual targets. We can see them very clear from here. Thank you, guys. Let's focus on the ones that are actually competing. Go ahead, Julia, put those down there on the target for us. So let's take a look and see how they look. So the main ones would be right there. Let's see. Sam looks like it's a 9-9. Well, there's a 10-9, potentially liner. Looks like she will continue to stay ahead after that round. Go ahead and scroll back out. Zoom back out. So on 4 C and D, let me see who that is. That, I believe, let me look at the, looks like it may be daughter and dad shooting off on 4. That is James and Addison on 4. Let's go ahead and do this. 4 C and D, so that 54 to 50. And then we have Stephanie and Madison Snell shooting off on 3 C and D. Stephanie has a 4-point lead right now. I'm going to look down there and see. Logan is on 2C, which is 56. And Jimmy Chilcutt is the 53 on the right side. Stephanie's at full draw right now. All right, so they'll go down there, score. We'll see where we are. Like I said, this is the compound round. They're going head-to-head. After this one, we'll see a full line of archers up there. And this is the to get into the top 32, which would fill up this range for the most part, all the way through 1 through 8 on the targets. We appreciate our judges. We have one DOS down there doing all the time and keeping all that situated. We have three judges keeping an eye on everybody down there. Not really keeping an eye on them, helping them if they need some help, if there's any calls or anything like that. This one takes a little bit longer because they have to do math. And then they have to do the flip chart. And for me, when I do a 5 or a 2, sometimes like my mind does this weird thing where I can't figure out if it's a 5 or a 2, or a backwards 6 or a backwards 9. These colors, when you get close up to them, they kind of mess with your eyes. We are finishing the third end of the first 64th round. This means these archers, whoever win these rounds, will move into the top 32 archers. We decided to do the top 64 archers to get into the finals. That was predetermined. We had really close to 64 with Recurve. I think we were right around that 40 to 50 for compound. So not far off to make that top 64. All right, they're updating the scores right now. Logan Saxman at 83. Jimmy Chilcutt's at 78. Stephanie is ahead 83 to 76 against Madison Snell. Let's see, Sab Dabney against Felicia, 83-77. And then we will see how dad and daughter, I'm assuming, are shooting against each other. And it's funny how that happens. All right. So James takes a 7-point lead going into the last 6 arrows. Pretty savage, Dad. Take down your daughter. I would do the same. If you ask my family, they know I show no mercy. Verifying everything. All right. Moving to the last 6 arrows, and then we will have a full line coming up after that. There's Chris Burkholder. He has no one shooting against him, so he will automatically move to the next round. And it's just the luck of the draw. Depending on ranking is if you're going to get a match that no one shows up for. Yes, we will have a full load. There are no rounds every one. There will be somebody shooting against each person in the next one. There will be no freebies at the top 32. We will start seeing some of the top archers in the state of Texas shooting this thing. Connor Sears, Ryan Booth, Dakota Taylor. We had Bridger, I believe was ranked 4th. Let me take a look here. Those guys put up some serious scores. Rendon Brooks, one of our cadets, our youngest in the top 5. So we have, just so you know, Ryan is just moved to be a junior in USA Archery, which means he's 17 years old. And then we have Rendon Brooks, which I believe she's 15. So we have 2 kids that are still teenagers in the top 5. And that is super exciting to see that we have archers like that. And then as you go down, you still see Logan Hamilton, which I believe is 18 years old. He's right there at number 7. Cheney Elliott, number 9. She's 17 or 18. Connor Caulfield, I think he's right around. I think he's 19 or 20. So a lot of young kids shooting in it. And we do have one wise shooter, Ivy Gonzalez, at ranked 8th. So I'm looking here. So there were 43 compounders that competed this weekend. And we are, after this, we'll have 3 more arrows, and we will finish this one and move on to the next rounds. I do like those yellow cards. Boy, they pop, don't they? We want to thank Texas A&M for letting us borrow those flip charts so that we could have the numbers down there for everybody. I was wanting to buy them and could not get them. Very difficult to find them. For some reason, everybody's out of stock, and you cannot find those anywhere. So if anybody has any leads on those flip numbers, let me know. Because I would like to have enough to, when we shoot these tournaments, that we have them available to stick up there for our archers. But this is pretty cool. I cannot wait to see all the bales filled. Be pretty cool to see that and have all those numbers up there. Let's take a look down there. Some really good rounds down there. So we're going to see here in a minute where everybody falls. And what a great opportunity. I believe what a great opportunity for us to have something like this where we do shoot-offs. They do these at big events. We don't do them at the local level. It does take a lot of work, and we will figure out how to make it easier because we want this thing to grow bigger and bigger. We believe we could make this the #1 competition in the state of Texas. If we continue to grow, we'll continue to give money away. We want this thing to be a lot of fun, and I want people to be able to come and have a good time and have a feel of a big tournament. And this is what it is. If we outgrow this facility, not a big deal. We will find somewhere else. So they're finishing up the fourth end. That means there will be one more end, and we will be moving on to the top 132nd. I want to thank everybody for joining us. Our times are going to be pushed. We were planning on having the shoot-off at 2. I don't believe it'll be at 2. Recurve, that group, we have to take advantage of the 2 ranges for the first 64th round. There's just so many shooters that are shooting. So the 164th round. So we will be using both ranges. I don't have a camera in the other range. It's going to be very difficult for us to keep track of those. But once they move everybody into this range, then we'll be able to keep track of who is who and where they are. It's exciting. I don't know, I've mentioned this multiple times, but our recurve archers stepped it up. So if you looked at our numbers in the past, Compound typically would have more archers than everybody else. Not in this tournament. We had let me see, I'll look. So we had 43 Compound archers shoot, cadet and up. I'm going to pull the recurve one up right now and just see where we are. 56 recurve archers are competing this afternoon. How amazing is that? That is exciting because we need to continue building recurve, I believe. Here at Texas Archery, we hired a coach specific for recurve and barebow. We want to build that sport with our youth, and we want to continue to build it for our adults. And these numbers show that it did grow. We'll see next year. A lot of the compound shooters, there was some timing. You know, there is a tournament every single weekend, so I guarantee you people needed a break and stepped away. But you know what? Next year, I'm betting there's going to be more people that show up. If you want to be a part of this, this is something that's going to be, I believe, you want to be a part of from the beginning. Because I believe this will be a tournament that everyone wants to be a part of every year. And we will continue to do what we can to make this happen. Here we go. All right, so Logan and Jimmy Chilcutt. So Logan is ahead by 5. We have Sam, which is ahead by 8 right now. We have a very close match between dad and daughter on 4. Let's see here. I'll go ahead and flip down here. So on 4, C and D, it's 106, 103 going into the last 3 arrows. And here we go. We did offer, there was a few archers that were younger that wanted to participate. So what we did, we allowed them to shoot bowmen and shoot that bowman and cub divisions. If they wanted to shoot in the shoot-off, they would pay before they shot. And we had maybe 3 archers that did that between all the disciplines. Because what a great experience this is to be able to do a shoot-off. Because some of these kids are going and shooting in big tournaments, and if there are shoot-offs that are available, this is how you get them ready. So last round, we'll see who moves on after this. We have a very close match. Let me go ahead and get this. Here we go. Scroll down here. So James and Addison have a close match. We'll keep an eye on that one. Those are the ones coming up right now. The other numbers, they're big numbers, but you just never know in a shoot-off what will happen. All right, I'm looking down there. These guys, like I was saying, if you did not have someone show up for your match, you're allowed to shoot all 5 ends. You don't have to, but you can. Some of them are taking advantage of that. Some of them are not. I guess some of them believe that it will help them warm up. Some, I know that there are several archers that like to shoot about 30 arrows to get warm, but hold on.
Es difícil decir que te amo, pero no sé si estoy mezclando una vez más lo que me das y lo que quiero. De pronto esa ya no sea mi realidad. No sé si es amor, es que quiero estar solo. La soledad me hace preso, la condena son tus besos. No sé si es amor, es que no quiero estar solo. A veces la paso lonely, no es tu culpa, I'm sorry. Estamos envueltos en un juego de dos. Quiero estar a lo tuyo, pero a veces no. De pronto son cosas del destino. O mejoramos con el tiempo como el vino. Súbeme la nota, que no se me nota. Ya no estaba ready y fui un idiota. Que hay mucha brisa, se acabó la risa. Ya empezamos el gota a gota. Perdona la actitud que yo tengo hacia ti. Yo me pongo inseguro cuando tú quieres estar cerquita de mí. Creo que la juventud me ha jodido a mí. No había nada interesante, solo interesadas a quien desvestir. No sé si es amor, es que quiero estar solo. La soledad me hace preso, la condena son tus besos. No sé si es amor, es que no quiero estar solo. A veces la paso lonely, no es tu culpa, I'm sorry. Ahora yo entiendo toda la gravedad. Tú tan hermosa y no te ofrezco nada. Solo recibo y no te puedo dar. Lo que tú quieras, baby, la verás. Aunque bebé yo te llene de Dior, no se arregla esta relación. Lo que yo puedo es pedir perdón, porque no siento lo que sientes vos. Perdona la actitud que yo tengo hacia ti. Yo me pongo inseguro cuando tú quieres estar cerquita de mí. Yeah. Creo que la juventud me ha jodido a mí. No había nada interesante, solo interesadas a quien desvestir. No sé si es amor, es que quiero estar solo. La soledad me hace preso, la condena son tus besos. No sé si es amor, es que no quiero estar solo.
All right, I made it back. We had car parked in a fire lane. We needed to go ahead and get them moved. All right, well, let's see. Looks like Sam Dabney may be moving on, unofficially. Waiting for some scores to update there just to make sure. I can look down there. Logan is moving on, Logan Saxon. I think I'm waiting. I'm assuming James moved on, but I can't tell. They didn't get their scores up there. All matches are resolved. So let's go ahead and take a look here. If you want to see who moved on, there you go. We'll go ahead and... I wonder, you know what? I can scroll this thing. Maybe. Nope. There you go. Slowly go through these. There you go. There are your archers that will be moving on to the top 32. They'll get everything situated once everybody steps off the line. We will get all the targets up there, and we will have one practice in. This will be the final practice in for everyone. No more practice ins after this one. And we will go into scoring, and we will continue until we have a gold medal match and a bronze medal match. So we'll see how it's all set up. My bet is that we will have Connor Sears on the far left, Ryan on the right. The brackets will work. The targets will kind of line up with what the brackets look like. Oh yeah, I'm looking at it. Connor is 1A, 1B, and continues on. I see they have the brackets ready to go for the most part out there for us. And here we go. Archers are walking out there now to get their targets up there. So this is where it gets real. Should be a lot of fun to see this. This is, again, something that we have never done before, is do a shoot-off at a state competition. We did live scoring throughout all the weekend. We did live feeds. We did probably 18 hours plus of live feeds over the weekend. Last night was rough. That 6 o'clock line, there was just so much going on. There wasn't a lot of talking, but we kept it rolling. Everything's running really smooth right now. The biggest concern we have is parking. We have a very big parking lot, but Sundays we share a parking lot with a church, and we don't want to upset those guys, so we are trying to make sure we get everybody in and out of here as quick as we can. So the best seat in the house will be from a live feed perspective. Once we finish this, we'll finish this one. We'll then start and do recurve. At the end of recurve, we will be resetting this range up for the shoot-off. They will be shooting off platforms. We will have cameras set up so that we can get good looks at everybody. Probably going to move Keith Hughes up here, because Keith is very good about switching between archer to shooter or to the target, and we're going to set up cameras so that we can see the cameras or the targets really well. So this should be it will be a lot of fun during that gold medal match. All right. No real upsets on that first round. I was just looking through, scrolling through all the archers. This is where you may see some upsets. Head-to-head is a different game. So when you get in a qualification round, you kind of get in a groove. You just start having fun. Here, you've got 15 arrows. One arrow can cause you to be knocked out early. Some of these guys can pound that X, so it will be fun to watch. And I love that we have a lot of Texas A&M archers that came. I think I saw some Texas UT. I believe it was UT that was shooting for Recurve. So we've had some good teams, several JOAD clubs, several clubs from around the Houston area, several clubs from Dallas, San Antonio. We've had a good turnout. We had over 170 archers that signed up. Next year we will maybe try something different. Not too much different. I really like this format. I do like that we get to shoot off. What we may do is, I don't know. We'll see. We'll have to discuss if there's anything we could do to make this better. Here we are on the targets. So we are about to get started. So there's a couple people. Oh, I see what they did. We have a couple para archers, and what we try to do for para archers is let them. Well, they need to stay on the line. So we went ahead and moved two of them so that we could. You can see over there to the right on 6 and 9. So we moved those archers so that we can leave one of the para from each of them on the line. So here is the first practice in. So AB is up. So here we go. First practice in. Get those jitters, those nerves out. Let's see if we have any video on the archers. There we go. Julia Cook's doing a good job panning all our archers. Got some really good shooters down there. Wyatt there with the Archery Learning Center. You've got Devin in front of him from Texas A&M. Got Nathan Jackson to the left with that elite shirt. Kind of hard to tell who's who from behind. Rendon Brooks is left of the red shirt. There she is. We've got Crash De Hoya right there. Looks like that is Cheney Elliott. It went blurry on me, but that's okay. There we go. Good picture of Cheney. Stoney is next to her. So once we get through this first practice end, then we'll move on to the scoring end, and we'll have a really good idea of who is, how everybody does. So So we have, like you'll see, there's men and women, there's para. We just grouped them all together. So if you wanted to shoot for the money, it was the open class. It was, you shot for the state championship on Friday or Saturday. And if you finished in first, second, or third, you got your medals. Then you have that, we took those scores, and that was your qualification rounds coming into this shoot. So we've got Dakota and Ryan shooting side by side. But Dakota is actually not, he was going to be on 6, but because he's shooting against Kimberly, he moved over to 9. Some of these guys getting to shoot against some of the best in the state of Texas. And I believe some of the up-and-comers, I say up-and-comers, they're already there, but they are some of the best that we'll see. It'll be a lot of fun to see over the years as everybody progresses. We have several pros that are shooting today. For the most part, I didn't look, but for the most part, these are all Texas archers. We did open this up to anybody that wanted to shoot outside of the state of Texas. They just can't participate for the state championship. So now we finishing up the final arrows of the practice round. Looking down there, looking at everybody's arrows. Looks like we've got a bunch of good arrows down there. Hopefully we got most of the nerves out. And we'll go right into scoring. We do not have live scoring for match or head-to-head. That is coming. It's on the roadmap for the app. We have to pick and choose what we want to do, and we had to get the foundation done, which the foundation is about done. We will move. There's a few tweaks that we'll do through this weekend. Like any type of application, you can't think about everything. You think you have everything right, and there are a few little things that just need to be fixed. One of them, which I think is funny, is it gives an average score, and it gives you an average off of, like this for qualifications, it was an average off of 60 arrows. So if you shot 3 10s, your average should be 3 10s, right? For the very first round, it should be a 10. No, it was 10, basically that 30 divided by 60, which then says your average arrow is like a 1 point something or 2 point something. We'll get that fixed. That's easy. All right, we are back. Keith, what I was talking about earlier, I think once we get to the finals, hopefully you'll be around, because I'm going to have you up here with me handling the cameras, and give me a thumbs up, thumbs down. Yep. And I'm going to have somebody else, I'm going to have a couple other people handle the cameras on the archers so that he can handle switching between archer to target, because he did an amazing job when we had our shoot off 6 or 7 months ago. We want to be able to do the same thing where right when they shoot, we flip over to the camera and we see exactly where it hits. All right, we'll go ahead and finish everything up. You can see there's a lot of people here. We have live scoring from the weekend, so archers can go up there and see where they ranked for the weekend. We have a exciting Barebow shoot-off coming up around 2:30. We'll have a better idea at the end of this. So we are, it will probably be, my guess is the shoot-off will actually start around 3 p.m. That would be my guess. We'll have to get this range set up a little bit, move some cameras around. Not a big deal, just a little bit of work to be done. All right, first scoring end. So AB line is up. That means the top arrows, top targets, AB, which would be the very top two. So right here. So like for 3, you would see, actually look at 1. So there's a 3 spot and a single spot. That is A and B line. Go ahead and see these archers. All of them taking a look down there to see how that first round looks. Good looking picture right there. You can see Cheney squeezed in right behind. Crash De Hoya, Rendon Brooks ranked number 5 with the blue hat, visor right there. Amazing little shooter. I'll say little shooter. Amazing shooter. She's just everybody's little next to Ryan. All right, so here we go. Let me take a look here and see if there's any questions out there. Not really, it's just me, so I am not really paying attention to all of the comments. Doesn't look like there's much out there. So be patient. If you had a comment out there, it will take me a minute to get to it. Let me go ahead and move this to top 32. All right, first end of scoring for the first AB line is done. Now we move on. Now we are shooting for the top line, the bottom line. Shot NFA last weekend. Got to switch my head around because, of course, they do things different. There's a good picture of Dakota and Ryan shooting next to each other. Dakota's our head coach here at Texas Archery, and Ryan is one of our youth archers. Ryan just signed to go. I say signed. He went ahead and accepted to go and shoot at Texas A&M. Well, he got into Texas A&M, and he was going to shoot for a Texas A&M. Is a better way of saying it. There's Logan. Logan shoots out of Gulf Coast. There's Kat Stiegel. She's one of the coaches over at X10 Archery. Dayton Bridger, he's out of San Antonio. Leading Edge. Shackelford, that is Adam. He shoots here at Texas Archery. That's our new Texas Archery Joad shirt called Team Spider X. You got Brian Padgett right there. Got it pulled back with that A&M shirt with the arrow on his arm. That is Joe Z. He is one of our volunteer head coaches here. He's at almost every event and is always there to help. You have Luke Cook and Madison Wood right there shooting. And what's funny is we had to do a coin flip between the two of them, and it didn't matter who won. They still shot against each other either way. Looks like some good scores down there for everybody. Once the scores are up, I'll be able to tell you whose is who. Well, for the most part, there's a lot of them out there, hopefully. As it gets smaller, it'll be much easier for me to call who is leading who. Ryan Booth is shooting against Chris Burkholder, which Chris is one of the archers here at Texas Archery. I think he was shooting a TRX. Now he's shooting, looks like a Matthews 33. He bounces around between bows. That new V3 33, or that V3X 33 is a really good shooter. And we're starting to see a few of our target archers pick those up and shoot them. As scores go up, I'll go ahead and tell you who is who. Yep. Okay. I have all the lane assignments. I'll be able to tell you exactly who is leading after the end of this. After the first 30 arrows. So the maximum score is 30. So if you hit that X 3 times, that means you got a 30. If you just missed the X, it's a 9. And everything else in the yellow is a 9. And then once you start getting to the yellow, you've got the 876 or 87 in red. Then in blue, you have the 56 and so on and so on. When you have a 3 spot, it only goes to a 6. So if you shoot outside of that 6 into the white, it is a miss. That is the casualty of shooting a 3 spot. But the problem is if you're shooting really tight groups and you shoot a single spot, you'll start tearing your arrows up. And you'll actually start losing points because you'll start ricocheting off of them. I see some scores being put up. I see some people have not put their scores up. Kind of a learning. We got to make sure people put their scores up as they go. It is something new. We don't typically put our scores up on the on the bales as we're going, but this is a way for everybody to know where they are. Helps the fans, helps our video to know exactly who's leading and who's not leading. There are a few scores that haven't been put up. They're fixing them right now. The judges are fixing them. For some reason, Connor Sears put a 38 up. There you go. He fixed it. 30. So Connor Sears and Stoney. Connor is a 30. Stoney's 25. Let's go ahead and get over here and see. Madison Wood, 26. Luke with a 27, I believe. Yep. I'll go ahead and take a look here. So we have Cheney against Crash De Hoya. So that's 2AB. So Cheney with a 29. Crash with a 28. Then below that's going to be Stephanie and Ivy. Stephanie with a 26, and Ivy is still up there at his target right now with a 29. On 3A, we have Rendon against Kira. So that's a 29-27. And then we have a tie right now between Brian and Josie with 27s. Let's move on. So 4A and 4B, that's Nathan against Rusty Harris. 4A. So looks like Nathan's ahead right now. Adam and Bridger are shooting together. So 4C and 4D. If that is right, that means Bridger is 29. Yep, it is. Adam is 27. 5A and B, they did not put up. So Dakota shot a 30. We don't know what Kimmy shot. So 5C and D. C is Sadie Kimmel with a 27. Kat Stiegel with a 28. On, let's see, 6A and, let's see right here, 6A and B. So that's Wyatt against Shalyn. That's a 28-29. It looks like Shalyn is by 1. So we have James Stout and Devin, which is shooting. So that would be 6C and D. 6C and D. That one's 28-29, so Devin is 29. Logan Hamilton, that's 7A and B, so it's 28-26. Logan against Samantha Damney. Logan Hamilton and Connor, so 7C is 27, is Logan, and 7D is 28, would be Connor. So 8A and B, you've got Emily against Jerry, and Emily has a 28, and Jerry has a 28. Chris Burkhalter and Ryan, 27 for Chris, and a 30 for Ryan. Looks like there's 1, 2, 3 30s up there right now. And again, there is, anything can happen at a shoot-off. All right, first line. So one thing you may notice, let's go ahead and go back to the archers. So archery. So in USA Archery, you'll start the round with A, B, which is on top, and then you go C, D, which is bottom. The next round, the first group to step up is C, D. So the bottom shoots up and steps up and shoots, and then A, B will shoot second, and so on and so on. First time I was a part of one of these competitions, I was super stressed for Ryan. I was like, he's going to forget. But you know what? Very quickly, everybody just falls in the line because they know when they shoot. And it's hard to screw it up. It's enough people that know where to go, makes it easy. Let's see, we have, how many people are out there? We've got 20, we have about 25 people watching. So we are broadcasting to 4 different locations. We're broadcasting to Texas A&M, or Texas A&M, Texas Archery, on Facebook, and TSAA State, which is their Facebook page. We're also broadcasting to YouTube, which is something new that we started just recently, and we're broadcasting to Twitch TV, which Twitch TV is just something new that we wanted to try and see if it helped. And for some reason, there's always 1 or 2 people that are watching it. I say for some reason. I need to see how the quality is out there for Twitch. It's made for videos. YouTube's made for videos. Facebook, I've noticed the quality is not quite as good as YouTube. And I assume Twitch is probably just as good as YouTube when it comes to video. Wow, it is way easier having someone else up here, and I'm sure you guys do not enjoy hearing me drone on and on, but I do want to make sure that we are broadcasting and giving you everything you need to know what's going on with this live shoot-off. It is really a good-looking view from here. Let me see if you can see what it looks like from my perspective. Look at that. That's what it looks like, and that looks pretty cool. We got all the scores up. Everybody knows what's going on, so we know who's leading and who, and for the most part, everybody here knows who they're watching. So we're going to see, we may see some numbers start to move, some separation now between some of the archers. I'm not really looking down there at any of the archers to see how they're shooting. We'll just see once they zoom in. Good job, Julia, and zooming in on the archers there. We'll go back over to Keith. He's slowly panning the archers. He's getting really good at that. And I don't think that stand is a fluid stand, but it's okay. It's not the best, is it? He's giving me a thumbs up. Not bad for a cheap fluid tripod. I'm seeing how he does it. I didn't even think he's got his hand on the base and he's just slowly. There's Connor giving muscles. He is turning it with the base with his hand, which is pretty interesting. That's how he's actually getting that sucker to move so slowly. There we go. Let's see how those scores look. As they're updating, I see Dakota with a 60, Ryan with a 59. Let's see we'll see what we've got down there. If we have, check out some of the top archer scores. Connor Sears with a 59. The interesting thing on this is after you shoot your 15 arrows, doesn't matter how you did. If you win, starts over. And that's what we like. All right, let's see. I think I need to go get a drink of water. So I'm going to go ahead and start some music, and we will be right back with you.
Let's make a run together. I'll be by your side before we collide. And if the sky falls down on you, just beat it up before we collide. Let's make it last forever. I'm ready to fly before we collide. And when the sun don't shine on you, just heat it up before we collide. Let's make a run together. I'll be by your side before we collide. And if the sky falls down on you, just beat it up before we collide. Let's make it last forever. I'm ready to fly before we collide. And when the sun don't shine on you, just heat it up before we collide.
All right, I am back. All right, let's see down there. Do we have any close matches? We do. We have on 1, Down there, 54-56. That's Madison Wood and Luke Cook. On 2A and B is close. That's Cheney and Crash, De Hoya. 3, C and D. That's Brian Paget and Joe Z shooting off. Let's look down there and see 5A and B are close. I'm sorry, not 5. Wait, 5A and B. You know what? I don't know who's who down there. So that's Cat. So Cat, that's 5C and D. So that's 56-55. I don't know who is on top of 5A and B. 7 has a good match going. Go ahead and move over to 7. So 7, we have Logan Hamilton and Sam Dabney shooting 56-55. On 54-56, looks like that's Logan and Connor. Who is on top? That's 56. So on 8A and B, that is Emily Hicks and Jerry Bevan, which is, man, they are neck and neck. I'm going to have to look on 5A and B. And on my paperwork, it doesn't show anybody. It showed Dakota on 5A and B, and that's not the case. Oh, so 5A and B, that is Devin and Rusty, maybe? Yes. Nope, that's Devin and James. So we'll see here. If they're close after this round, it'll be interesting going in the last 6 arrows. Don't be surprised if a few guys drop some arrows that you would think wouldn't. This is pretty stressful, and that X is hard to hit when you're a little tense. But like I said, all that matters. Doesn't matter if you shoot a 60 on this round, 59, 58. When it starts over, it gives everybody a chance again. You can shoot as many 6s as you want, but when it counts, or not 60s, 150s, if you shoot as many 150s as you want, and it will, doesn't matter. Once you, if you drop a few and somebody beats you, then that's it. All right, we will see here, and I'm just going to give you guys highlights on who are the close ones. Has some good scores down there. Go ahead and pan out for me, Keith. There's a good picture of everybody's scores. Super clear. Once we get a little smaller, we'll be able to zoom in on some of those targets and see how they look. Like I said, what an opportunity to be able to shoot in the competition like this. And we are live here at Texas Archery. While we're there, I'm going to go ahead and show you a little video. So Texas Archery has 26,000 square feet. We have 4 ranges. We have a 20-yard range with 16 lanes. We have a Techno Hunt that has 3 lanes. We have a 50-yard range that has 8 lanes. And then we have a 3D range that is also a target range. It's set up for 18 lanes just because we have so many, or U.S. Archery requires so much space for the archers, which is okay. We would have had to spread it out real big and nice for them. This also will hold 30 plus 3D targets. If anybody wants to shoot and get ready for tournaments or get ready for hunting, this is the location to be. You can shoot elevated, which there's a balcony that you can shoot from, and then also you can shoot from the ground. And while they're shooting, let's go ahead and see a commercial from Texas Archery. Hey guys, this is Scott with Texas Archery. We wanted to give you guys a little more information on the new 2021 Mathews V3. One thing that we don't talk a lot about are our crossbows.
So over here we have our 10-point. It's called the Titan M1. It has a built-in cocker. You just pull it up, hook it in.
At least a 10 to win. Did you aim just for the center, or did you aim for the top of the 12 so make sure that you didn't drop into
going for the top of the 12, but I ended up hitting right 10. But yeah,
right 10, yeah. That could be a little bit of nerves.
Yeah, it was.
And then you have to pretty much go into this big booklet of all these little different sight tapes.
But just got 2 Hoyt 4X's in the kits. I wanted to let my good friend Bowtech, Joey, tell you a little bit about this bow. You shoot the 10. Second shot, you just missed that 10 to the left, didn't you? I mean, it was just so close. We had to go judge it.
Load it up and punch it. Well, with a resistance release, you can't cheat. And this is how it works. You simply pull the safety down, hook the release onto the loop.
Out, and we're in the first week of June. As we inch closer to the 2021 season, it's only going to get worse, guys. This year has been tough for us to get products like every other business. So break your bows out of the case early, check them out, and get prepared.
Down there, so they're shooting at a 3D target. We're gonna go ahead. Adam, why don't you go ahead and start talking?
Shooting the Mathews V3, shooting RevX stabilizers, the new Landslide XL with gas springs on it, anchor, and I'm like, my pin's right on it, right where it needs to be.
Heel kick, I was like, oh, I definitely hit it. But whenever it landed, it ran about probably 5 foot, and then it stopped.
He gave me this shot, he was hard quartered away, and I waited like Cameron Haynes always says. That shoulder came forward and I tucked it in that pocket, hard quarter away shot, and squeezed one off at 29 yards.
Just freaking out. She's like, I had nightmares last night, and there it is.
I punched the trigger, I won't lie. As soon as there was an opening, I sent it, and I was just relieved. I got perfect camera footage. We knew it was a perfect shot.
Of course, I clicked on the wrong video, but what you got to see was some of the commercials and videos that we put out over last year. I had all kinds of ideas when it came to videos. We had the text introduce quick little videos of products. We had a series that I put out called Hunt and Tell. So when a archer a bow hunter was excited about what his one of the hunts that he went on, we went and brought him in and had a little 6 to 10 minute video with them to explain their situation and what they went through. And some of those stories were really good because part of being here at the shop, get to hear a lot of good stories. And if I can capture some of those, it's fun. Some other stuff that we started a podcast this year. Wendy Cook and I started a podcast called Raising an Archer, and Raising an Archer is based on just our experience as archery parents, giving you the information you need to navigate through this archery sport. As we continue with that series, we will continue to keep adding to it things that help you. Certain tournaments we go to, like TFAA's state championship, we will have a podcast on that one explaining the sign up and the process and how it all works. And because everyone is always very confused on shoot of the year versus state champion and all of that stuff, and we will cover all of that. We also have interviewed some archers, and several of them have a lot of accomplishments, but what we want to know is how they got started and how it progressed through. Just had a podcast this month post on the 1st, so our podcast posts on the 1st and 15th of every month, and it was with Eric Griggs, owner of Gas Strings, and listening to him talk about how he started and how he progressed over the years in his archery career, all the way to the point of starting and owning Gas Strings, was a great story. When he graduated from high school, he was thanking his dad and saying, he understood how much they had to sacrifice to get him, where he was as an archer. And his dad said, archery is a good investment. And I agree. It's a great investment. There's just so much good that comes from archery and from character and from, what you have to do to get to the level that some of these guys are at. So that's very good. We have another one coming up with Alex Wiffler. That one will post more than likely on the 15th or the 1st of April. We're trying to decide which one we want to post on the 15th. But Alex Wiffler and his mom joined us in Vegas when we were there and kind of talked about how he got into archery and how it progressed over the years and some of the challenges that they had to go through. And now he is owner of Wiffler Industries and developing some of his own products to sell. Really cool stuff coming. So if you want to listen, you can listen. You'll actually hear our story. So the very first episode is Wendy's in My Story. Really good stuff. We have a lot of fun at it. We will start having some probably video series at some point, but time is a problem. Need more time. Yeah, time gets in the way. Like, I need more time. But if the one thing about me, I love this sport and I love to grow it, and stuff like this is what I believe. I've had this vision for so long of us being able to pull off something like this, and we are doing it. This is amazing to me that we are doing what we need to do in the archery community. 2 years ago, I had this vision of live scoring for local events, and that is where Eyes on Score has come to fruition. I teamed up with Sean Harrigan and Michael Honacki, and we hired some developers to build this app for us. And it's been about 1.5 years in the making. Slowed down with, during COVID. It gave us some opportunities to step back and see what we really wanted it to look like. At first, it was going to be just a web app, but that just won't work for what our vision was. It has to, the scoring piece of the app has to be an application on your phone, because if you lose connectivity, we want the data to continue to be collected, and then when internet comes back, it will update the website for us. We really had very little issues with the app this weekend. It was if we had an issue, it was all user related, meaning we had some archers that just didn't want to score. and then we had one issue where we were when we were trying to fix something in one of the other ranges, we actually accidentally turned the app off, so we had to turn it back on for everybody. But it all came back just like it was supposed to. Let's look down there. Some of the close ones is Madison Wood and Luke Cook on 1C and D, at 110 to 113. So this is the last scoring end. Let's see, we have 2A and B, which would be Cheney and Crash. They're within 3 points of each other. Looking down there to see. Ooh, there is 1-5. So Devin and James are close. James is leading by 1 point over Devin right now into the last arrow. So Devin's got to hit a 10 here. Devin may be in trouble. Let's go ahead and get back to the archers. Let's see here. Wyatt is ahead by 4. So 7, C, and D are close. And we have a very close match with, let's see, it's Jerry and Emily. So we've got a real one, 113 to 112. See some really good scores down there. Well, Devin may have pulled that one out on that last arrow. We will see. I believe he was down by 1. And looking down there, I think he made up 2 points on that one. Last arrow. Like I said, it can come down to the last arrow. Got some good scores down there. We'll see. And we'll know who moves on after this. I'm going to go ahead and start updating our document now because some of these are, I believe, are going to be resolved pretty quick. Connor Sears looks like he's won. We'll have to see how Madison Luke's turns out. We'll need to see how Cheney's and Crash's turns out. Hopefully they put the scores up there. If not, I'll have to update them once they move to the next rounds. Let me look down there. I believe Cheney has moved on. Crash is a bowman. He put up a little bit of a fight. I should have been updating these as we were going. We do have some close matches there. I'm not going to know until they update everything where we are. What this means is we've got the top 32. This will drop us down to the top 16 after this. And it'll continue to get faster with less archers. Once we get to after 16, we will move. Yeah, no, we'll be moved to single targets after this, so it will go faster, one line. There you are. We want to thank everybody for participating in this. I know that some of them were leaving, but hopefully that they had fun and had a great experience. This is, like I said, nobody does anything like this, and I think this is something that's needed for archery to make it even more exciting and fun. So we will... Yep, nobody's updating their scores. So once we drop down, I'll be able to tell you who won for each of them. Looks like Luke Cook is moving on to the next round against Connor Sears. Still waiting to see some of these. It's hard to tell from here, like I said. We have a tie down there. So we will have one arrow shoot off, it looks like, between Devin and James. We'll see if there's any other ties. Music going here.
Entre más lejos, más feliz. Era un veneno y lo bebí. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Siempre sé la peli esa actriz, pero ya vamos llegando al fin. Yeah, yeah. Somos felices a distancia. Ya no aguanto tu fragancia. Tú no eres consentida, que la tienes merecida. Somos felices a distancia. Ya no aguanto tu fragancia. Tú no eres consentida, que la tienes merecida. Yeah, yeah. Cogiste la rosa y escupiste pina. Nunca será Nati ni seré tu tina. Gucci, Dior, baby, te ves fina. Qué pena que sea falsa, hecha en China. De pronto no era tan malo, ni tú tan buena como tú lo creías. En los fines pa' pasar la excusa, va a la disco pa' olvidarme de ella, bebé. Solo tú me amas cuando quieres juguete. Yo no te boté, pero por falla vete. Ese cobro yo se lo recete, sete. Somos felices a distancia. Ya no aguanto tu fragancia. Tú no eres consentida, que la tienes merecida. Somos felices a distancia. Ya no aguanto tu fragancia. Tú no eres consentida, que la tienes merecida. Te pones de consentida, pero chica está. ¿Qué te crees que eres dulce como lollipop? Dice que quiere fiesta, fajo, money. ¿Qué tú crees? Sal de aquí ya. Solo maquineo, pero no. Yo tengo una fila de buenas, así que tan bebé. Quieres pretender y no les da. Nunca travesura, baby, no soy Nicky Jam. Solo tú me amas cuando quieres juguete. Yo no te boté, pero por falla vete. Ese cobro yo se lo recete, sete. Somos felices a distancia.
As they're updating, as they are stepping up, and I see archers up there. So Ivy won. So Ivy will be shooting against, let's see here, shoots against Cheney. books. I don't know. As we look here, I'm looking down there and seeing. We do have a 1-arrow shoot off right now. Let's get on those archers. We have Devin against James. I believe it's 1 arrow. Julia, get your camera on the target for me, please. Here we go. Devin's on the right side. Move that camera up just a hair. There we go. Devin's on the right. James is on the left. Devin's at full draw on the right side. Looks like he hits an X. James at full draw. He shoots an 8. That means Devin moves on to the next round. It's pretty intense stuff. I can tell you that much. All right. Good job, Julia and Keith. Devin moves on. I'm going to update everything here as much as I can so that we can, once I see everybody up on the line, I'll be able to finalize all the archers. Looks like Connor is Connor Caulfield is taking a target up there. Logan Hamilton is taking a target up there. Easiest way to figure it out. Looks like Sadie Kimmel. Wherever how you pronounce it. Bridger Deaton moved on. I don't know on Josie and Brian or Nathan and Rusty. I'm assuming I know who won, but I don't want to make any assumptions. I see Joe walking down there, so that means more than likely Joseph Z won that one and is going to be shooting against Rendon. Yep. So the only one I don't have confirmation on is Nathan and Harlan. Well, maybe. It looks like may have had some different names in here because I'm trying to figure out who's shooting against who right here. Looks like Harland, Harris, Rusty, and moved on. I believe this is the group. So we've got Connor against Luke, Cheney against Ivy Gonzalez, Rendon against Josie, Rusty Harris, Bridger, Dakota against Sadie, Wyatt against Devin, Logan Hamilton against Connor Caulfield, Ryan against Emily. 4A, 4B. Yep. Just looking. There we go. There are our final 16 archers. Getting all the targets lined up.
Estoy loco por tocarte, pero no me atrevo a textearte. Tú solo bailas en mi mente, mi amor. No hay nadie más con que prefiera bailar, aguanta y baila. Como fuego iluminamos el cielo con nuestro amor. Aguanta y baila siempre. Baby, quiero nadar en tus palmas, no necesito sombra ni paraguas. Mi amor, me gusta cuando estamos mojaditas, botella como cera calentita. Y no tengo mucho que perder, yo aguanta para mí. Yo te enseño, baby, todo lo que te mereces, mami. No hay nadie más con que prefiera bailar, aguanta y bailar. Cuando agarro tu cuerpo nunca lo suelto, encima de mi baby siempre te siento, siempre te siento, siento.
All right, we are back. No practice ends. We go right into scoring. Just looking down there to see how everybody's doing.
Me duele cuando estamos aparte, nos pasamos muy bien juntos. Dejemos nuestra huella y punto. Estoy loco por tocarte.
All right, I'm trying to get a couple A&M archers up here. Jordan's doing a good job going and recruiting for me. Once they are done, some of the compounders may come up here and talk to us. Oh, clicked on the wrong button. And like I said, this will go pretty quick. There's going to be some tight matches out there. It's great. We've got, there's not a lot of opportunities where some of these younger archers get to shoot next to these top archers, which I think is, it's part of the fun. Luke Cook's sitting down there getting to shoot next to Connor Sears. You have Deaton Bridger down there shooting. He's one of the pros for Elite. A couple pros from Elite shooting here. All right, we've got top 8 or top 16. After this, we go to the top 8. That's when it really gets serious. All right, we've got them coming down. There we go. Logan Hamilton, Connor Caulfield, 30-29. That's going to be a That's a rough match right there. One thing you want to do is you want to be positioned where you can kind of get warmed up, but there is no warming up there with those two. They're just going to go right into it. Teammates there at Texas A&M, that's bale 7 and 8. I'm sorry, bale 7, A and B. 6 is 229s, 5 29s. Wow, we've got a lot of good scores. It's going to be a close match. Looky there. Luke Cook busts out with a 30 right out of the gates with Connor Sears. All right, here we go. We got Ryan Booth there on the end with the red and white hat. You've got Emily, you've got Connor Caulfield, you got Logan Hamilton, Devin Patton, Wyatt. As you go down the line, that's Sadie, Dakota, Bridger Deaton, Rusty, Josie is right there with Rendon right behind her. With our cameraman had to step away for a minute, so that's the best we're going to get. I want to take a look at Connor and Logan. Those are going to be really close. All right. I will give you guys an update on Logan and Connor Caulfield here in just a second after Connor shoots his arrow. Connor has a 10 and a 9. Logan has 2 9s, I believe. Super close. I think Connor has 2 10s. I can't tell with Logan. He has one, the real close one. He has a 28 or a 27. So that is going to shift who's leading after the first 2 ends. Dakota and Sadie. Can't tell if Sadie and Dakota are still tied after this round. Where are they? There they are, far left. So 58 for Dakota. And I believe Sadie may have a 58 as well. Looks like Cheney has a 59 right now. Ivy has a 57. Connor Sears with a 60. Looking at, and Luke has a 57. Luke just looks like he's having fun down there. Let's see what we have. I'll go down the list. So Connor and Luke, 60 to 57. We have Cheney and Ivy, 59 to 57. Rendon and Josie are tied at 58. Rusty and Bridger. So Bridger is a 58. Rusty has looks like a 54. Dakota and Sadie are tied at 58. Wyatt and Devin. Wyatt is at 59. Devin is at 57. Logan and Connor, 57, 58. Connor is leading. Emily and Ryan. Ryan's got a 59. Emily's got a 55. And I just looked down there, and Emily just center punched that top target. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if you can see it from here. You can't. Yeah, you can. So on 8, it's hard to see from there. It looks a weird angle, that top one, but that thing's right dead center. Looking down there to see. Let's go ahead and take a look. I'm going to look at Connor and Logan. Logan came back with a 30 on that round. And Connor shoots a 30 on that one. Definitely going to get tougher when we get to that next. I say tougher. Some of these rounds are already very close. So they'll start updating their scores, and I will give you an update. It's much easier when we're down to the top 16. All right, scores are updating. Let's see where we are with everyone. All right, we have Connor and Luke right there. Connor is 89, Luke is 87. Ivy is, that's going to be Cheney and Ivy. Cheney is 87. I believe that's an 85 or 86 for Ivy. The next group, so that is 3. So that is Rendon and Joe. So Rendon has Joe by 1 point right now. Rusty and Bridger, 81, 87. That is Bridger with an 87. Dakota and Sadie. So Dakota is at 88. Sadie's at 86. Wyatt and Devin, 88, 85. And Logan and Connor are 1 point apart right now. All right, it's just, everybody draws back and it gets just so quiet in here. First shot is taken. So as archers, as they shoot, some of the ones that are close, I'm going to take a closer look at. going to be Connor and Logan are going to come down the end. They both shot 10s. Let's look down there. Connor just stepped off the line. Connor shot a 30. Luke's got 2 10s in there. Boy, Luke is putting up a fight right now with Connor. So I think Cheney has a 29 or a 30. One of them's very close. Ivy has a 29. So he's not going to make up much ground on that round. Connor and Logan just shot 30s. It's going to come down to the final 3 arrows for those two. Checking my email here, or my text here, to make sure I'm not missing anything. No, we're not going to listen to that one. I'm just getting sick of these songs. I need to come up with some new ones. Accidentally hit 2 songs at one time. All right, so where are we? Boy, Logan and Connor are putting up some good numbers. So the ones to watch on this one will be Logan and Connor. Connor Caulfield. Let's see what other close ones are there. Ivy and Cheney are within 2 points. All right, here we go. Final 3 shots, and then we'll have your final 8 archers. I'm just looking down there and seeing everybody's putting up some good shots. All right, let's look at Connor. Connor and Logan. Logan center punched an X on his first shot. Connor may have dropped one on that one. It is hard to tell from here. The angle I have for Connor Caulfield, it's a 10-9 liner. I can't tell. Logan still hasn't shot his second shot. Logan shoots another 10. I think Connors is out, so it's going to come down to the last arrow. I think it is tied between Logan and Connor coming into this last arrow. Connor, I think, may have shot a... Man, it is going to be close. I can't tell. They are super close. Connor and Logan, they all shot. It looks like Logan shot a 30. Connor has 2 arrows. I cannot tell. All right, the only one I don't think I know is the Connor and Logan. It looks like it may be a tie, but we'll see. Connor just put up a 146, so I'm waiting to see. If that was the case, then well, Logan had, I thought they were all good, but Connor's taken his target down, so that means someone has won. All right. Still don't know if Logan or Connor who has won. We are still waiting. I think Joe... Joe and Rendon are finishing up down there. Rendon moves on to the next round. So Connor is going to be against Cheney. Rendon will be against Deaton, I believe. It's for... Yeah, Bridger. Dakota will be shooting against Wyatt. And Ryan... looks like he is shooting against Logan. Logan has moved on to the next round. Now it gets serious. Final 8. So if you're watching, brackets are not posted quite yet. You want to come jump in here with us? All right, Devin, he is going to sit down and talk with us. All right, Devin, what do you think? You got to stay close to that mic when you talk.
I got you.
All right, here we go. So, Devin Patton, welcome to come on up here. I'm sure you'd rather be down there than up here.
Ideally, yes, sir.
Yes.
Ideally,
Yes.
That's just how it goes sometimes. Sometimes you just have good days, sometimes you have bad days. And I just couldn't get settled in, couldn't get focused, couldn't get locked in when it happens.
Yeah, I noticed it was rough from the beginning.
It was rough from the word go, man.
You hung in there, though. Tell me. So we come to the last arrow on your first round, and I was like, he's done. And then James shoots. You shoot a 10, and James shoots, I think, a 7.
Yes, sir. Actually,
which tied it.
It was an outer 10, so it was a 9.
Oh, you were with 9.
And then he shot a 7, so I had dropped 3 at that point, and he dropped 4. So then we went to a shoot-off, and then at that point, I was like, well, I wasn't expecting to get this. So I thought it was over. I thought it was done. I was like, wow, one and done. But luckily, I was fortunate enough to lock it in for that one arrow and was able to move on.
So Devin shoots for Texas A&M.
Yes, sir.
This is your last year.
It is, unfortunately. But
you got to grow up.
At some point. That is what I've been told.
Well, we are down to the last 8 archers right now.
Correct.
We
got some pretty heavy hitters left.
We do have some good shooters down there. Let's see. We have 2 A&M shooters still. Yeah, this is all of these are very good shooters. It could be anybody's game on this one, I believe.
Right.
So we have.
See, Ryan's been killing it though.
He's been shooting really well.
He's been. I feel it looks like he's settled in. Looks like he's comfortable. He's doing really well.
He says he's still not loving that finger release, but it's feeling good enough to hit the middle. I can't tell. Logan and his both dropped just a hair low on that X. I can't tell if they're in or not.
I don't think Logan got that one on that second shot.
Looks like Dakota started off with a 30 against Wyatt. Wyatt has, let's see, looks like maybe a 29 for Wyatt. Deaton is a 29. Who's he shooting against? Rendon. So Rendon starts off with a 30. It looks like it is so hard to tell sometimes if those things are in or not. I always kid around. If it looks like it's close, it's out.
Well, from up here, yeah. I mean, that way you don't sit there and call it in, and then that way you don't sit there and you call it in from up here, and then.
I mean, what are we, about 50 yards away? I mean, we should be able to make that call.
Oh, yeah.
So as the course, like I said, this really picks up. This goes much faster when we get down to a single line.
It does. And there's no break. There is, you go, you shoot, you come back, pick your bow up, get ready to go. Truth be told, I kind of like it that way because most times you practice that way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
There is no, for a lot of people, there is no when you practice, you sit there and take a break and then you shoot and you take a break. Most people, they just get up and bang, 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 and then they go get their arrows and come back and then do the same.
Yep.
So
Dakota was a 29. Looks like Wyatt is a 29. Bunch of 29s out there.
A whole lot. I think Ryan with a 28.
Ryan with a 28. Wow, I thought that was. I thought he had a 29 from my angle, but one of those must have just been out.
I think it's because his target's a little beat up. Oh,
yeah.
Wow, Logan with one.
Logan
too.
with a 28 too.
Well, there we go.
I would have put money down. Both of them had 29s.
I think so. Yeah. Looks like we got horse races all the way around though, so far.
Yep.
And that's kind of the fun part about match play. It changes arrow to arrow. You just don't know.
It really does.
And so you'll have times whenever you happen like me. Sit there, you think it's over, and then the last shot hits the bail, and you're like, oh.
Wow, I'm still in this thing.
Wow, I'm still alive. And
you do a lot of shoot-offs too. I was thinking that you would come into here and we'd see you light up, light this place up.
I would. And honestly, Scott, in terms of match play and stuff like this, and especially indoors, I haven't done a whole hell of a lot of that. a lot of what I do, it's a lot of qualification round style. At least that's what we do a lot for FIDA, especially indoor nationals, Aggie Invite, so on and so forth.
This is a different game when you step up.
It is a little different, and it's cool because it's a different aspect. It's a different mindset when you get in this.
Right.
And so I
take a look down there and see how everybody's doing. I don't think we can call either one of Logan's and Ryan's out on that one. Those seem to hit the dead center.
Yeah, that's what we in the business call no doubters.
We'll have 2 arrow calls probably with Dakota and Wyatt. They're like super close.
Yeah.
See if you can see those down there. Deaton looks like he dropped one on his second shot. Looks like Rendon has one. I can't tell. They're so close.
Yeah, it's hard to tell from up here. It really is.
It really is. So we have two close ones for Connor. Cheney has 2 9s.
Just out of the top one for Cheney.
Yep. It's going to be close. I think Ryan shot maybe a 29 and Logan maybe a 28.
Right.
Wyatt, they're going to have, I'm assuming we're going to see judges over there on those. Bridger shot a 28, I believe, on that one. Yeah. And Rendon a 29, right. Maybe a 30. Like Rendon, I can't. One of them is super close.
She's been pretty on fire here these past couple rounds. I have noticed that. So, and I've never actually shot against Bridger. I've shot with him, in tournaments and stuff. Yeah. But in terms of head-to-head stuff like that, I've never shot against him. He's one of Connor's friends. We've hung out, we've talked and whatnot. But no, he's always been a good dude to hang out with. So
yeah, he shoots over at Leading Edge out in San Antonio.
Yes, sir. And whenever I saw his name on here, I was like, dang, that's a long haul for him. That's probably 3 hours or so. Is it 2.5, 3 hours?
Probably. Yeah. I mean, from to here, probably about 2.5 to 3 hours. We have several people from Dallas that came in. Cheney, I believe they're from the Dallas area.
I believe so too. Yes, sir.
Everybody else that's on that top 8 are not too far away, within A&M distance.
Right.
Well, except for Rendon. Rendon's out of Dallas area.
Right. And let's talk about Ryan for a second. Congratulations. He got an A&M.
He did.
That is amazing. He told me he was wanting to study business, so good for him.
Yeah.
He's moving into a good point in his life. I remember when I was in his position many years ago.
It's been a few years now.
It's been a while.
You've been at A&M for a while. How many years has it been?
So my first semester was 2015, fall of 2015, or summer of 2015.
Okay.
So I've been there for 7 years.
Almost 7 years.
Almost 7 years. It's
been, and you're finally going to graduate with your associate's degree.
No, my master's. Yeah, right. No, took a couple victory laps to get the old 2-year degree.
I'm teasing.
Yes, sir. I did 4.5 years for my undergrad because I double minored, and then I finishing up my master's this semester.
Yeah, congratulations. That is
yes,
huge.
Sir.
And I know that you just passed your engineering, your professional engineering.
No, it was my FE. So it's the first step to getting that. But yes, sir. I locked myself in. My parents call it the dungeon in our little basement back home, and for a couple months or for a month, and studied my brains out to the point where I almost went nuts. But it paid off. So don't have to take that test again. But I'm happy for Ryan though. That's good for him. He's going into a good crowd. A lot of people that I shoot with. A lot of good people. It'll be fun for him. I'm excited to see all the big things he goes off and does.
Yeah, he wasn't sure, like I had told you, we weren't sure he was going to shoot for any team. He was thinking about just doing junior college for a year, and you guys, after A&M Aggie Invite, you guys, took him under your wing and pulled him away, and afterwards he's like, I think I want to go to A&M. And so we went out there and looked, and we're like, well, crap, like, application needs to be in by December 2nd, and it was right.
So I was kind of in the same boat as him. I didn't know whether or not that's where I wanted to go right off the jump. I'm happy that I did, but it was the same basic thing where I was sitting there hustling to get my application in because I was like, oh man, now that I decided I wanted to apply, it's due in like 2 weeks. So I was like, oh, I need to hurry up and get this thing in. But yeah, I'm happy for him because, you know, if you think about it, he's going to have some good guys he's going to be shooting with. He'll be there with Ethan still. Connor will still be there. Sawyer Sullivan's
some
coming.
Really good, yeah.
You know, he'll be there with some good competition, some good guys that he can sit there.
And they're young. Those are
yeah.
young kids.
Yeah. The only two people I think that are graduating next semester and going to be gone are going to be Ethan and Connor. So, but in terms of
so Connor graduates. So is he a junior or senior right now?
I believe he's a junior. I think.
So he'll have one more year.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. You know, it'll be good for him because, like I said, he's going to have all those good guys to sit there and bounce off of and to compete with and to grow, get better with and whatnot. That's one thing that I was fortunate enough to, you know, I didn't get to start shooting until I was a sophomore in college.
That was crazy.
And so, yeah,
That's crazy.
so and it just goes to show that the level of talent that exists on that team will inherently make you a better shooter just because when you're in good company with good people, you just do nothing but get better. And so I'm very thankful for that and the opportunities that I've had, and you know, thankful for good friends like such as yourself, and to have places like this where we can go and shoot and do things like this for us, you know. And it's been truly a blessing being a part of all this world, the craziness that it can be at times.
I know, right? All right, we are Connor and Cheney.
It's close matches
here. 87-84.
Yeah.
Rendon is winning by 2 against Eaton, 87-85. Dakota and Wyatt are 87-87.
87 apiece, yes, sir.
And then Ryan and Logan, 87-86. 1 point. Yeah. 1 point is nothing with FIDA.
Oh, yeah. No, it's when you're shooting, it feels like a lot. But in the grand scheme of things, it could very well just be nothing. It could be the difference of one shot.
Right. And it's a different game here shooting head-to-head. I was telling people, like, shooting, you know, qualifications, you kind of get into a groove, you know? And that groove, you just kind of, you know, kind of get this flow and you get this comfortable thing, like with Connor dropping 3 points in the first 3 ends and then cleans the rest.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah. And, you know, and he'll do that. He'll sit there and he'll figure out kind of what he's doing, and he'll sit there and you know, I shoot with Connor. I used to shoot with him dang near every day. We would go to the outdoor range and shoot together, and so we'd shoot matches and we'd shoot, you know, 30-yard rounds, 60-yard rounds. We shoot some outdoor. We used to shoot together all the time. Now, you know, I'm getting into a lot of coursework. He's getting into a lot of coursework, and it's hard to find time to get out there and practice together. But yeah, no, he is that way. He'll sit there and, you know, as soon as he figures out kind of the one little thing that he's not really liking that he's doing, he'll eliminate that problem, and then at that point, there is no stopping him. He hits the gas and he doesn't let up. So he's a tough guy to keep up with, but he's an absolute hammer of a shooter.
If Rendon shoots a 10 on this last one, she moves on to the Final Four. I can't tell on Dakota's. He has one close one.
I think he has 2, and then he has a 9.
And I think that's the same.
That third shot is a half it's half in the Big Ten ring.
All right, so Ryan shot a 30. So the only way Ryan can tie here is if Logan shoots a 9. If Logan shoots a 30, he moves on.
Correct.
And he shoots a 9. So
shoot-off time.
I think there's going to be a shoot-off between Ryan and Logan. There may be a shoot-off between Dakota and Wyatt. I think the other 2 will be resolved.
I believe so. And that's another thing that's different is the shoot-off mindset. You know, you have to find a way to quiet your mind and to make it to where you can actually focus on making a good shot instead of, oh, I got to hit the middle, you know what I mean? Yep. And so that's a different mindset in itself. And you just, I guess, in your head, you have to train yourself to be like, okay, I've done this a million times. And it's easier said than done.
Yeah, it is.
Of course. I mean, but it's definitely different.
Is it 1 o'clock?
It might be.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
We are way behind. We are an hour behind. So this is going to be an all-day event.
More than likely.
The Barebow went right in line with timing.
Well, yes.
Compound, a little slower.
Yes, I think it's mainly the Barebows are faster because for one, inherently they shoot faster, but for two, I think with the point system, the match system, I think that goes a little bit quicker than the than the five ends of 3.
All right, so we have. Let's go ahead and get the cameras. So Keith, put yours on 7 and 8 down there, and Julia, put yours on 5 and 6.
Whoa.
There we go. So this will be a. Wait a minute.
Oh, we have one in.
Oh, there's one more. I thought that was it.
I thought it was it too.
Wow.
That's why I sat there and I looked at the flip card.
I was like, wait a minute, 116. That doesn't seem right. Something ain't right. No. All right, so we have one more in.
Right. I think we're used to like we did with that Lancaster shooter.
I know
we
that
only shot
Lancaster.
4.
Too
that
busy
was a lot
talking.
Of fun.
Oh well. So never mind, guys, on the cameras. Put them back on the people. For some reason, I thought we were on the last end of scoring. Looks like Logan and Ryan are both in the middle. Wyatt and Dakota both with 10s.
Looks like Connor has 2 solid 10s.
Bridger has 2 solid 10s.
Keep bumping the microphone with my binoculars.
I know,
here.
I do the same thing. Ryan has one, I think, is just out high.
I think Connor smashed his 3rd one by the looks of it.
I can't tell on Logan's 2nd one if that one's too far to the right. I can't. They're both so close. Oh, Ryan just shot a big 9. Oh.
I think it's kind of hard, especially for you're being up here. When their targets get a little beat up in the middle like that.
Yep.
That's when it gets really hard.
It gets really hard to tell.
Yeah.
So Logan, if he shoots a 10 here, I believe he moves on. And I can't tell. It's going to be close. I just can't tell. The nerves have to be just...
Oh, it gets nuts. And the more it goes on, the worse it gets for some people.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, let's see. Let's see what happened. I believe Logan's are super close. But if I was making the call, I would say Logan moved on. Connor moved on. I'm not so sure with Rendon and Bridger because I wasn't looking real close at theirs.
Right.
I saw the first 2, and then by the time you look back, they're standing in front of their targets.
Right.
That one may be a tie. Yep, looks like Ryan.
I think so.
Ryan lost, and Logan moves on. Wow, what a shoot-off so far.
And that's one person that I think is going to come and start really opening some eyes up in terms of his shooting is Logan.
Yep.
That kid, he can shoot. And, I'm very fortunate to call him a teammate of mine. I shoot with him a lot too. And he's one of, Logan's got that. He's one of Michael Braden's students.
Yep.
And when you watch him shoot, whenever you sit there and you see him hold, it literally looks like he doesn't even move.
No, he doesn't.
Even when he breathes, he doesn't move, and he's just rock solid. And he's a good dude. He's definitely one of those really good guys that you're happy to call your friend. You're happy to call a teammate, of course. No, he's a really good guy.
Yeah, there is. These guys, all these guys are shooters.
Oh yes,
100%. So there's not a single person up there on that 8 that.
Oh yeah. Well, you kind of, especially with this crowd, you have to be in order to get this far.
Right. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know, and if you did it again, there would be probably a different set of people up there.
Yeah.
There may be a few of the same for sure. These guys can all shoot.
Yeah, there might be
like
some
say I'm saying from 8 to 4.
Right.
You do it again, you may have a different four archers up there. These guys are all really good.
It is at the end of the day. Sometimes it just gets down to who's on.
Yep.
And most times most guys like Dakota or Connor, those guys are generally they're definitely on their game more often than not.
Yep.
And with those guys, it really gets down to who drops that one singular point. You know what I mean? Like sometimes it gets down to just that, which is really, really cool, and it gets really, really fun at times.
Yep. And I know Ryan's quiet, but he is a competitor.
Oh yeah.
He does not like to lose.
Well, I mean, you have to be in order to do this. You have to. To do this, you have to have a very competitive personality, not only with other people, but with yourself.
Yep.
I mean, every time you come in here and you're scoring, you're competing with how you were yesterday, and
Yep.
you're trying to beat how you were yesterday. And you have to be confident when you do this. You have to be a competitor, and you have to be a bunch of things in order to do this. I feel well and to do this consistently.
Yep. Well, now we're from 8 to 4. They're going to shoot for gold medal match.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'd mentioned, first place walks away with $2,500.
It's pretty good.
Second place is $1,000, and third is $500.
Yeah.
And here we go. We've got 2 Michael Braden students down there, Rendon and Logan, which are good friends.
Right.
Actually, they're all good friends. They all know each other.
Yeah, they're all really good friends with each other, and that's what makes it really cool too.
Yep. So, here we go. We just jump right into this, don't we?
Oh yeah, no, there is no break. Connor with a good 10, Brandon with a good 10.
Logan dropped one low. All right, here we go.
Connor with a left X as well.
Dakota with another 10. Logan with a 10. Rendon with a 10 and a 9. But Connor doesn't mess around, does he?
Oh no, he gets on, he gets off. He doesn't want to. Yeah, he doesn't take very much time. I really think it's a lot of your strategy with this too. You know, I know with Connor, he wants to go up there and he wants to set the tone. Like that's how he's always been. Whenever we shoot against each other, even in practice, he goes up there. He wants to put 3 shots downrange, 3 good shots downrange, and he wants to set the tone for the match.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Rendon with a 29. Connor with a 30, I believe.
Looks like Logan shot a 28.
28 and a 30 for Dakota.
I think if Dakota put a click to the left of his
I know,
side,
I thought the
that'd do
same
him
thing.
good.
Same
Really
thing.
good.
Let me talk to Ryan real quick.
Go for it.
We'll go ahead and put some music. We'll go ahead and put some music on.
I ran up a check, I might do it again. Enemies close, had me thinking they're friends. 10 toes down, I'll be free until the end. Crib outside the city, I don't feel safe in my hands. Took so many years, I'm just waiting for the wins. I'm in debt to no one but the one who took my sins. I do it for real, there's no reason to pretend. If I do it once, I do it again. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me, oh you matter what. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me, oh you matter what. Add it up. Told her if it's all me, everything is on me, gon' back it up. Matter what. Told you I'ma do me, why you hating on me, it's not adding up. I do roll like a Mack truck, country heart, I might cop a farm and go act up. Lot of scars, I was cold-hearted, now I'm backed up. Keep it real, I do this once a month, I don't rap much. I just take the money and go stack up. Only buying car to get tatted up. All that other bull, it don't matter much. You only climb me, I put the ladders up. No fault, I done doubled up on the workload. I think I fell in love with the bankroll. Pray up, get money, then we lay low. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me.
All right, we are back. Let's see here. I've got Devin with me. Have you done anything like this before?
No, sir, I haven't.
What do you think? Pretty cool, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Pretty legit.
Yeah, it works.
We have, so from a technology perspective, we have 3 4K cameras down there. We have 2 HD cameras as well that are just on the targets. They're a little too far away, these cameras. I needed them closer, but when I had them close, everybody, they would bump them, or we'd be looking at butts every time we were down there.
And that's not exactly something you want to be looking at all the time.
You don't want to be looking at that. These cameras are just so clear. You know, if Julia goes ahead and puts it down on the targets, we can get really good camera. Like when that thing clears up, you can get a good look at them right there. So it looks like, even from there, you can see it looks like we've got Connor with a 30, and she's got one real close one. We got to look at that bottom left one.
I think that one's in. That one looks pretty good.
Oh, yeah, it's in. It's just the angle of the camera. Let's see how Dakota's clean so far, and Logan's clean so far. Dakota with a 30. Yeah. And a 30 for Logan. 30 for Logan.
You know, Dakota and Connor, they're two in the same when it comes to shooting sometimes. They're just, they can just be absolute freight trains. And there's no stopping them sometimes, you know. No matter how hard you try, no matter what you do in terms of trying to sit there and maybe putting a little bit of heat on them, they just are absolute freight trains.
Right.
I mean, you got to think, you know, Connor's been doing this for ever, it seems like. I think
Yeah.
he's been doing this since he was like 10, 11 years old, something like that.
Yeah.
So he's been doing this.
He started with Recurve. And
Did he really?
Yeah. He was a real look on his Facebook page. There's like a picture or two of him out there with a Recurve, with an Olympic Recurve bow.
I did not know that.
Yep.
Wow. That's kind of funny.
So what's going to happen is we're going to determine who the gold match and the silver match is.
Right.
Or I'm sorry, the gold and the bronze match.
Correct.
And once we determine that, we're going to move to Olympic Recurve, and it's going to be a nightmare. I say a nightmare. We have to shoot both ranges for the first round.
There's just so many.
There's just so many.
Yeah.
So
Now,
we're shooting both ranges.
The people that I think that to watch for on that one, so it'd be definitely your 1, 2, 3 seeds.
Yep.
Your 1, 2, 3. Trenton Cowles at Indoor Nationals.
That dude's a
this year.
beast.
He
is a
beat
beast.
Brady Ellison. In Indoor Nationals
I know.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, he took down the Titan, so to speak. That was something, you know, and he's really fun to shoot with. I was with him in practice one day, and I walked in there and I was shooting with him. We were shooting side by side, and we were sitting there joking, having a good time, and we were starting to get towards the end there, and I was like, and he goes, you know, let me look at something. He goes down, like we're down at a target pulling arrows, and we get through 9 ends, and he's clean. He's shooting, you know, X10s on an indoor target.
And he's clean after 9.
And he shoots at 299 with a recurve.
That is
the next 10.
That is nuts.
And
He'll be the next guy that we're seeing shooting 900s in Vegas, right?
If I had to guess, he's got a very good chance. That's another one. You know, he's on the team. He's another good guy. You know, I don't have a negative thing to say about any of the teammates I shoot with. They're all a bunch of really good people. But when it comes to Trenton, that guy, he can shoot. Mm-hmm. And outdoor, he's a monster outdoors as well. So, but yeah, no, he's one to watch. I'd keep a camera on him every now and just
right. There will be.
Just take a look. And then you have Stefan Saban. He's a very good shooter too, as well.
Keith, go ahead and put it on 5 and 6 for us. There we go. Let's see what we've got down there. It looks like Dakota with 10s. Looks like
10s for both of them.
10s for both of Logan as well.
There's
another
10 for
Dakota.
Dakota right there.
Oh, you know what? We've got a tie match between Connor and Renton.
No way. Did he bump one?
He bumped one. It's going to be 89-89, I believe. Are you too young to know Bob Euchre? You know, when Bob Euchre's in the top of the stands and he's just like, he missed the tag, you know. Man.
That might be a little before my time.
Before your time. When I was a kid, there was Bob Euchre. He would be up in the nosebleeds and they would kid around because he would scream that he missed the tag like at a baseball game. Like you can tell from the nosebleeds.
Like you can tell from like the top deck.
So I feel like I know there's somebody out there that knows what I'm talking about, but we have, it's like we're making calls from 50 yards. Even though our binoculars are good, it's not that good on X's.
My 15s are down on the floor right now, so I don't know whose these are. These might be Jordan's. I don't know.
They're mine.
Are they yours?
All three of these are mine.
Oh, okay. Well, that's cool.
You're welcome to use them. Those are the better ones than these.
Yeah, those are 12, so those are pretty sweet. I want to get a set of 18s. I think that'd be kind of cool.
Oh, that would be cool.
But the problem is I think
there's so much movement.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, and I got to think, this is the first time I've come down here to shoot a tournament here, and Connor and I didn't ride together. You know?
That is weird, right?
That is weird. It was weird. Granted, I came down here with my wonderful lady friend.
Your lady friend? Yeah, see, that's what happens. Girls ruin everything.
You know, sometimes.
They ruin everything. Yeah, see, they cause you to drive by yourself because she wants to ride with you.
Yeah,
she put up a good fight, too, today.
Oh, yeah. No, she shoots pretty well. It's really cool because we, you know, us being in a relationship, it's kind of fun because we get to try to find stuff that we can do together, you know, and obviously we can go and shoot together, so we can go and shoot for hours, and you know, it works out.
Yeah.
You know, and then whenever like, hey, I'm going to go put in some range time, she's not like 3 or 4 hours later, she understands, you know, we're out there working on something, you know, which is really cool. But yeah, no, this is one of the very few times I've come here. Or really the only time I've ever came here without Connor in the same truck with me.
All right, let's see what we've got down there.
I think Connor dropped 1.
I think Logan's dropped 2 so far. Look at those. Look at his. I mean, they're close, but I think they're just touching on the outside of that line.
Yeah, I think Logan's got 2 down.
Rendon shoots a 10 here. She takes the lead by 1 going into the last 3 arrows. I can't tell you how awesome that would be. These young shooters. She dropped it. So we're going to go in the last 3 arrows. They're going to be tied.
I'll tell you what.
I want to see.
If Dakota cleans it, he better keep that target.
I know, right?
I'd keep it.
He's shooting. He's gotten strong. It helps when you have a lead right off the first end. Mm-hmm. It helps, you know.
It really does. I mean, it helps you settle in a lot faster. It helps you relax a lot quicker. Granted, you still have to have the step on their throat mentality,
right?
Because they can, you know,
it lets you relax just a little bit so that you can let it settle, and you know that if I break one that's a little off, it's okay. I'm not behind, you know. But what that does is it causes you to relax a little bit.
Of course, you know, and this is at 120.
120. Well, this is getting stressful. Connor and Rendon. Nothing against Connor, but you know, I'm kind of rooting for Rendon.
you know,
Connor's won a lot of stuff. Rendon's won a lot of stuff too, but I love seeing these young archers come in and do well.
Right. Yeah. Connor's my boy, though. I got to go for Connor here.
I know you do. So here we go.
And I feel bad for Logan. I know he's frustrated right now.
Oh yeah. Well, what happens is
a good round, though. I mean, it's just not exactly what you want.
No, once you're from behind, it makes it even tougher. You get a little, and you know, I shoot some. I don't shoot, especially at this level, but I've played competitive sports at a high level,
right?
And you know, when you're behind, you push, and what happens when you push? You start to fall apart. You know, instead of just settling in.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a look. Somebody go ahead and zoom in on Connor's and Brendan's target for me, please. Connor just dropped one. If Rendon shoots a 30, she moves on.
Deal, yeah.
Can you see her bottom left one?
Her bottom left one's definitely in.
That bottom right one is out.
Yeah, it's out.
Here we go. Last arrow. They are tied going into the last arrow. And Connor even waited to see what she did on that one. Did you see that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he dropped a big one. Rendon hits a 10 here. She moves on to the gold medal match.
That a girl.
That a girl. There she is. Woo! I think Rendon moves on to the gold medal match. We will find out here in a minute.
Good for her.
Yes.
Yeah. So Connor does that too. He'll do that from time to time.
She's covering her face. Woo! There we go. How exciting is that? All right, so we are done with our for now, we are done. We have our gold medal match this afternoon. It'll be against Rendon and Dakota Taylor.
That'll be a good match.
The bronze match will be against Connor Sears and Logan Hamilton, 2 teammates. How fun is this? All right, so now we go from this to Recurve, and we are way behind on our time.
Just a little bit, yes.
I am afraid the gold medal matches probably will not start until 4 or 5 this evening.
Oh, Lord.
That is what I'm guessing at this point.
Yeah.
We are an hour and a half behind right now.
Yeah.
And gold medal matches are supposed to start at 2. So we will, and part of that setup is we will be setting up platforms. We'll be setting up our cameras on the sides so we can get really good. Yep.
Right.
But we're gonna have better cameras. We're gonna have better everything, man. It's gonna be. I've got fiber optics laying all the way down there, so I can just run it right over real quick, and we can have cameras on those targets so we can see exactly where they hit.
Sweet.
Super excited about that. The platforms, of course. When you shot on the platform, how did that feel?
It was different. It was different, especially for someone who's never done that before. You
Right.
know, it's definitely different.
It doesn't have the same feel. It's not as.
No.
It has a little bit of a cush to it.
Say, it was comfortable though.
Yeah, it was.
It was comfortable. You did a good job with that.
Yeah, we worked real hard on those. You know, Home Depot and I.
There you go. There you go. But hey, yeah, no, it was different. You know, it was because usually you just sit there and you're shooting on on the concrete or on the hard ground, and when you elevate yourself and then all the lights are dim and everything, and you have all the
check that out, Dakota 150 round.
Yep.
That is pretty exciting.
That is amazing.
That is legit right there.
That'll get his mind right going into the middle match for sure.
So there we go. Now we move on to Recurve. We're going to go ahead and close this out. You're welcome to stick with me for Recurve if you want, and we will continue live broadcast of this Texas Open shoot-off.
Cool.